Hello, my name is Tim Trono, and I'm here with Mark Mason. Mark, good to see you.
Hey, Tim.
Mark has been one of the top demonstrators in magic for quite a number of years. You've owned a magic shop, a brick-and-mortar magic shop.
Yes, I do.
An online shop as well. And you've performed professionally for years and years and years.
I don't know if you call it professional. Have you seen my act?
Yeah, I have.
I might call it semi-professionally, all right? But yeah, I can bodge my way by on a good day.
Well, we're here at the Murphy's community site because essentially this is a foundation. It's a foundation for people that are new to magic. It's a foundation for producers such as yourself who put out products. And it's also a foundation for dealers to help interact with their customers. Can you talk a little bit about all of this?
Sure. I mean, I had a look at the community. I've been on there a couple of times in the last couple of days, and I think you've done a really good job. I think it's going to be a good foundation for information.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, in all life, information is key, isn't it? If you don't ask some questions, if you don't want to get involved, you know, you're not going to find a lot more out. You need to be involved in things, get involved, go to the walls, ask some questions, email Elmwood Paul and ask him. Paul's a great guy. He's gonna. I'm not just picking on Paul. I'm just saying, email a question and say, what is this? Can you help me? Is this good? Is this bad? And I think that's a great way of getting involved in magic.
Yeah, yeah. And I think even from a producer such as yourself, I mean, here's a place where, as an end consumer, you don't really want to go in and ask every little detail because you have to understand there's thousands of magicians out there.
Absolutely.
But if you have some valid concerns about a product, ask the producer, ask
Sure.
the dealer that you work with, ask your favorite dealer.
I do this for a living. I'm at conventions. I'm always demonstrating. The guys come over and they say, what is that? Is it my skill level? Would it be good for me? Or whatever the question may be. I'm kind of well known because I show you what it is. I'll say, this is what it is. You get this, this and this is the sleights involved. And pretty much, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You're talking to other magicians and yeah, definitely, I think you can certainly ask questions and find out what the knowledge, and what you need to know.
Yeah, and it's not about learning every trick. I mean, tons of new tricks come out every single day.
Every day.
And it's almost overwhelming, but it's finding what works for you and material that's good. And again, part of that is just asking. Ask people on this forum. Ask people.
I know some of the forums. You go, oh God, I'm fine. It drives you crazy. But there's also some brilliant advice on there. People who are doing this every day and for a living and saying, this ring flight's better than this ring flight and this book test is better. And I know it's only their opinion, but if they're using that every night and they're getting paid, then they must have some input,
Yeah, yeah, and I think the big part about any time you're sharing information in any community is just to be respectful. Put yourself in the other person's shoes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Understand, be respectful of their time. Be respectful how you ask the questions.
Absolutely, and you'll find if you ask the proper way and go about things correctly, you'll normally get the right advice.
Yeah, and there's just tons of people that want to help. I mean, that's one of the things. I've been doing magic 35 years, and it's just amazing that if you do it respectfully and if you ask the right questions,
Absolutely.
and if people see that you care about this art, they'll bend over backwards to help
yeah.
you.
There's guys out there who amaze me. They're always there. They're always helpful. Your Jeff McBrides and your Eugene Burgers, and they can't do enough for you. And they're superstars of magic, but they still want the input. They want to help you and just ask and do it the right way is a good key word there.
Yeah.
Ask correctly, and you'll normally get a good answer.
Yeah, and again, Mark has one of the top lines of magic out there, and he's available. Your favorite dealer is available.
Sure. I'm not going to answer any
questions about your
I'm not answering. No, seriously, of course. How can you expect people to know everything about your line? Things you've put thousands of hours in, they don't know all the answers,
Right.
So I say, this is what it is. Call the dealer. Ask if it's got a DVD. Is it easy to do? Can I follow it? I've only been doing magic 3 weeks, 3 years, 30 years. Everybody's a little bit different.
Yeah, and I think another thing is more and more we see kind of the glitz, the trailers and whatnot. And I think those are important because the more information you have, the better your decision in purchasing magic.
Absolutely.
But with that, it's not always about the glitz. It's about, will this really work? In other words, a trailer, a video demo may be unbelievable, Steven Spielberg type of thing, but it may not be a great trick to really do.
Absolutely. I mean, look at that branded trick. Oh, jeez.
Great trick. Great trick.
Yeah, right.
I created it.
You know, the trailer's all fun. No, I'm only messing. But yeah, you can't just buy off a trailer. I mean, let's put everything into real life. How many movie trailers have you seen and thought, wow, and then you've got there and they've shown you the best 8 bits and you've gone, gee, this wasn't as good as I thought. And that's going to apply to everything in life without a doubt. It doesn't also mean it's not a good trick, you know.
That's correct.
You know, it can be a brilliant trick. But yeah, don't just buy everything off the trailer. You know, the magic guy has made it the best he can to try and sell you that product.
Yeah, and that's really important. I mean, particularly when you're new into magic, is you need to be successful. In other words, somebody like Mark, myself, your favorite dealer, even other magicians.
$10 full dollars.
We want you to be successful. I mean, this is a great
That's
art
the whole
form,
point of it.
And you can only be successful by using material that works for you, that fits you, that you can go out and get great reactions with.
Definitely.
So,
I get as much action and as much reaction out of an invisible deck as anything in the world.
Yeah.
It's one silly thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a $10, $12 magic trick. You know, I do it every single show for every single group. It gets a brilliant reaction.
Yeah,
Simple thing.
So
it's more about the routining and you than physically how good you are at sleight of hand. That doesn't mean that you should be sloppy sleight of hand, but you know you can get great reactions with simple items.
Yeah, and just one final thing. I mean, even people like David Blaine. I mean, a lot of the tricks that David uses, he's friends with both of us.
Sure, super nice guy.
David uses a lot of standard magic things, but he gets...
You go back to that very first time everybody saw him when he did this. He did Invisible Deck and the Bitten Coin and the Twisting Arm and the Balducci Levity. All bog standard magic tricks, as we say in the UK. Simple, direct, look at the reactions. They were killer, weren't they?
Yeah.
He took the world by storm.
And some of those some of those tricks that he did, he was smart enough to see these are standards for a reason, because they are great tricks.
The classics are classics because they're classics,
yeah,
without a doubt.
Well, thanks a lot for your advice, Mark.
No problem, Tim. It was great to be here today.